Hi, I hope this finds you safe and well. I'm Andrea Morgan with the Morgan Divorce Law Firm, and welcome to my fireside chat. Today we are going to talk about dating during your divorce and the potential impacts it may have. I am frequently asked by my clients whether they are allowed to date while their divorce is pending. There's nothing in the law that says you cannot date during divorce, but there are some very real reasons why you should not, and to take heed of some serious precautionary measures if you do. If you are currently in divorce proceedings and are dating, you're going to fall into one of three categories. One, you're dating a person, and that person is the reason you're getting divorced. Two, you are not actively looking to meet a new someone special, but you did, and now you are dating him or her. Or three, you are currently actively looking for and found a person or people to date. Let's take a look at each scenario, because each has a different potential impact on you as you await your final judgment of divorce. Let's start with scenario one. The person you are dating is the reason you are divorcing your spouse. If this is your situation, your spouse likely knows they are being left for another person. If they know this much, then they also typically know the identity of this person. So, the cat is already out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
In this instance, keep in mind these two words: damage control. It is crucial that you keep your new relationship on the down low. How low? I mean way more than just keeping it quiet. I mean put it in a locked vault, throw away the key, and bury it 6 feet under. You must also require that your new BF or GF promises to follow suit. Most important, stay off social media. Deleting your social media accounts is the best way to ensure you do not wind up being cross-examined about embarrassing screenshots submitted into evidence at your divorce trial. If you cannot do this temporarily for some reason, do not post pictures of you and your new person on any social media. It is best not to even be friends or follow each other on social media. Do not go out in public anywhere as a couple. I don't care if it's a drive-through at Steak and Shake at 2 a.m. Trust me, you will be seen by someone who will in turn tell other someones about seeing you too. Do not bring your children around the new person at all, even if you have already introduced them. Do not discuss the new person or the relationship with anyone unless it's your lawyer, your therapist, or clergy, where you have the absolute right to privileged communications that cannot be repeated. Why, you may ask, does it matter when the cat is already out of the bag? Because your mission right now is damage control. If you do not exercise damage control, it can and will come back to haunt you in so many ways. Even though Florida is a no-fault divorce state, meaning you do not have to have a reason to divorce aside from alleging in general irreconcilable differences, when issues such as alimony and property division come up, you need to be as squeaky clean as possible. Having a paramour, and that's the term you can expect to hear, that you flaunt on social media or around your spouse and children will not put you in the best light, to say the least. Your spouse could easily claim you have squandered marital assets on your new person, whether it's true or not. This can adversely affect your rights regarding alimony and property division. It can also affect your time-sharing rights with your children. Keep in mind that the judge on your case is a human being. If he or she gets the impression you are of questionable or callous character, this impression can adversely color the court's rulings against you. Another reason to go underground with your new relationship during your divorce is a little more subtle but just as deadly. No doubt your spouse is suffering from wounded pride and humiliation already. To go transparent with your new relationship while your divorce is pending will only serve to add insult to injury. Believe me, hell hath no fury like a spouse scorned. The last thing you want is your spouse to set on a course of revenge and retribution during your divorce proceedings. A scorned spouse will take insupportable positions against you out of sheer loathing for you, which will in turn prolong your divorce case, run up your legal bill to the rafters, and in general make you wish you had never been born.
I wish I'd never been born.
Take the high road, be respectful, and temporarily bury your new relationship underground until your divorce is over. Now let's talk about scenario 2. You unexpectedly met a person during your divorce who you are now seriously dating. Hey, I am no stranger to the fact that love happens sometimes out of nowhere, and sometimes when we least expect, and sometimes after your divorce case is filed but before it is finished. As I have said, there is nothing on the books that says you cannot date during your divorce. However, there is the very real possibility your dating could turn a run-of-the-mill case into a super nasty bloodbath. Will finding out you have a new love interest before you are divorced unnecessarily upset and anger your soon-to-be ex, your children, or both? You betcha. Can you expect to see the ramifications of this in your divorce case? Bingo. Therefore, all of the rules of going underground and abstaining from social media cited above apply to you. Use them. Scenario 3. You're actively trolling dating apps and hangouts looking for dates during your divorce. No judgment from me, pinky swear, we are all human and it is natural to desire romantic attention, particularly when you feel starved for it, which is often the case if you have been in a loveless marriage for a length of time. But if this is where you're at, I want you to take a long and careful look at your motivations. I want you to ask yourself the following questions. Are your motivations for dating before you are divorced largely emotional or physical? Are they based on a need for fulfillment or revenge? Are you looking for validation? Are you terrified of being alone? I'm going to give you some homework here that will help. Once you have isolated your primary motivations for why you want to date while you are in divorce proceedings, write them down. Then beside each, write down the reasons you believe this is your motivation. Be entirely honest and place no negative judgments on yourself while you are writing. Set your written thoughts aside for at least 24 hours so you can process them internally. Then, the next time you get the urge to let your fingers do the talking on your dating apps, or before you set out to cruise the bar scene, ask yourself this one question. What obstacles do I have to overcome to successfully and healthfully re-enter the dating arena? Before you can successfully and healthfully embark on the dating scene, you must first understand and arrive at your social price. And this is a process, not an algorithm. Keep in mind, the more you have to offer in a relationship, the more you can expect in return, thus increasing your social price. Factors that determine your social price include desirable traits you possess that you could bring into a relationship, such as inner strength, stability, sanity, confidence, and being grounded. Call me crazy, but I have yet to see any of these traits exude from a person in the midst of a divorce, even if it's the nicest of people and the nicest of divorces. If you appear insecure and desperate, obsessively text or call a romantic interest, or engage in sexual activity too soon, this sends signals that you hold inferior traits, thus lowering your social price. The law of attraction dictates that the lower your social price, the lower the quality of a romantic partner you will attract. And the last thing you need is to hook up with a schmo while you are in the process of divorcing a schmo. If you are feeling a compulsion to date around or find a new mate before your divorce is final, I want you to consider these factors. How many good traits would you be able to bring into a relationship while you are in the process of winding down your old one? What impact might your current situation have on a new dating partner? Do you really want to drag an unwitting newcomer into your unfinished drama? Can you truly spare the time dating new people while simultaneously focusing on your divorce case? Are you mentally in a position to welcome someone new into your life? Is dating a real priority while you are in the middle of legal proceedings which will have lasting consequences? Fortunately, it is possible to avoid all of these emotional pitfalls. Wait to date. That is my best advice. If it can be avoided, avoid it. If it cannot be avoided, know unequivocally that your dating can and will be used against you in a court of law. So be sure to use the preventative measures I have told you about. I hope this information has been helpful to you today. If you have any questions about what we've discussed today, feel free to reach out to me at the contact information on this screen. I'm Andrea Morgan with the Morgan Divorce Law Firm, who's in your corner.